Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Trekyards. He is Commander Cockings.
And he is Captain Fowley.
And today we're going to the X-Files. And we're talking about the Xindi. The Xindi are back. Because they start with an X, get it? But they're back in episode 14 of season 1 of Prodigy.
Now this was a spoiled surprise because for some reason they told us all about it in promos 2 days ago, which was weird. They could have been huge to the plot. They weren't. Really, the first still, this is how they're introduced by a "oh no, you got me coppers," and Zindy. These guys in Enterprise were one of the many sub races of the Xindi. One planet, different versions of the race. Well, no, I should say that they're not. They're all same planet, entirely different species, but they're all the same branch of Xindi because they all came together after their planet was blown up. So it is different species, just all the same. Whatever. And the Xindi reptilians, who these are, were they're the villains of the Xindi. They're the meanest, the most full-on, and they end up doing bad things to become the antagonists for that season, as in the henchmen antagonists. And so certainly, I thought from seeing the teaser images, like, oh, interesting, because they were pretty mean. What do you think when you saw them revealed before the episode?
I was sure they're not going to have a huge part, honestly. I had a feeling, and I was kind of right. I thought it was just going to be a quick appearance, and that's it. But they were actually incorporated a little bit more than I thought they would be, being like security for this outpost, which was a nice touch. It's just weird that these Xindi reptilians are still kind of jerks. I mean,
you don't know that. I think what makes them be jerks. I mean, a guy's smuggling contraband, then they have to go after some rebels. They do nothing jerk related. I was actually kind of shocked. They were the police. Huh.
I can't forgive them for what they did to Degra.
And I know
or what one of them did to Degra. It's just awful.
I know.
So
the harshest twist in all of Enterprise. I would. But they were just the police. Like that's it. That's as simple as elegant as that was. And this is what I've said to you for years. And this episode was an absolute testament to that. The Trek universe is huge. As in the Star Wars universe, you have a plethora of races. You could invent new ones that will not be remembered. Or look at the Pantheon, pick one, utilize it, you get fan appreciation, you get, wow, they're back. And you're not say, oh no, it's an old race. It's like, well, this is the first time I've seen them in 20 years or 200 years. But they could be anybody, but this is such a huge, like, oh wow, politically and intriguingly and space-wise, and it's such a vibrant thing to do that could literally be anybody, right? Fantastic.
I almost wish it was like one of the Mammalian Xindi working with a reptilian Xindi, just to show that they're working together now.
I feel like they probably would have separated after the whole... the Xindi war thing.
More aggressive tendencies tend to go for security, so that's fine.
But it's because we know that by the Enterprise J, or at least that version of the J, there was now a Xindi in Starfleet, and that was the new thing, and that was the 2600s, I believe. So we're still away from that, and there's been this thing in the fandom of, well, are the Xindi stuck in their patch? Have they ventured out? There's no knowledge either way. But I like the fact that, I didn't think for a second that the Expanse was on the edge of the neutral zone. I wouldn't say it was anywhere near the Romulan neutral zone, so they've obviously migrated somewhere and just work here as just people. I like that. They just, this is one of their colonies, they've got a thing here, trade outpost. Yeah, simple, effective, which means we can see other Xindi just out and about doing their own thing. I like that, opens up a bit.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be opposed to seeing insectoid Xindi or whatever. Even aquatic Xindi in an episode would be great.
Well, this is the show to do it. Well, this in lower decks. I mean, throw an aquatic in with the dolphins, or the whales,
beluga whales. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole thing you could do with that. But this does open a door, because once you open the door, the crack, you can kind of, because they weren't villains. They weren't just popping in and saying we're the Raiders, we're the new Orions. They were just doing their job. I like that. That's good. But comparing them with the show variant, of course, only time we saw them, and of course a very long time ago. Thoughts?
I'm actually really surprised how close they are. I thought the head things looked a little different, and they kind of curl down, but it's cold out. It's a nice planet. They're keeping them closer, maybe. And
But also
even the
northerners.
uniform,
The northerners
Yeah.
have the go downs.
Yeah.
The southerners have the go. Yeah.
and even the uniform I knew looked a little different. That's why, because the other Enterprise, they had like the raised piping kind of off the uniform. This is like integrated into it, which I prefer, honestly. So they kept the look for sure. I think it looks fantastic, actually. So
Yeah, it's one of those double-edged swords of well, why the hell would they use the same uniform after 200 years? But
Yes.
also, you throw them in anything else, you'd be like, oh, it's a Xindi. This is a beautiful modernization. It's the exact same thing, but it's actually entirely different. That's how you make it. Yeah, good choice. I mean, the original one's great. It's so powerful. But this is a really nice, same but entirely different. Really good choice. And yeah, makeup-wise, fantastic. Everything is further away from the head because it's not a person in there. The other one is a mask of a face. So that is a distinct change, but it's just the right amount to be alien, but not different.
yeah, and one thing I noticed is the heads on these Xindi from Prodigy look a little bit more elongated,
I would say.
almost like a xenomorph, especially from some of the shots,
Mhm.
whereas opposed to the Enterprise one, where it's not quite as exaggerated. So
Well, the next shot, yeah. I mean, it's thinner, longer head, more platey, but still a Xindi. That's a nice way of doing it for sure. I mean, look how good that uniform looks, just as a uniform. That's cool. It's very Mass Effect-y, but it's a nice uniform.
I was gonna say it looks very like Marvel-esque, Marvel or DC, like a superhero outfit.
Do you need a big logo, big Z on the front? No,
Yeah.
X. Damn it, Xindi.
Big X, yeah.
No, I mean, fantastic. Honestly, I think that's a, please include them again. And I've said this every single damn time. They're going to reuse it because they built the asset. You better reuse these guys because you built the asset. Because it's a great looking asset. And of course, Stuart, we also got a is it hundreds of years old? I don't know, but here is the Xindi reptilian phaser pistol, disruptor pistol. The rifle itself, you remember from the show, had a whole episode dedicated to disassembling it, which was a great episode. This is the pistol, rarely seen, but here you go, Stuart, side by side.
Well, it looks like a more modernized version. It's an updated version for sure.
Better be.
A few little
200
extra,
years.
yeah, a few little extra lights and a few things that I thought. I was wondering, looking at the weapons, if they were the original Xindi type weapons. So I'm glad you included this because, yeah, they're very close. They're definitely to the eye. They feel the same, but yeah, more modernized, and I think that's great. So
yeah, same thing as with the uniforms. It would be stupid to have the same gun 200 years later, but also that's the one design, respect it, use it. This is exactly how you do it. Beat for beat, that's a great redesign. It's the same but different. Great. Nail on the head. Beautiful. It would have been nice to see one of the rifles. The rifles are really cool, those designs, but not a huge complaint. These are fun too. So yeah, back to picture 2. Yeah, I think total success. I'm glad. I like how they were used. I hope we see them again. I hope this is going to lead the way for more Xindi. The insectoids could be an entire story plot. I mean, we know how interesting their gestation cycles of their eggs. That could be an entire subplot. Some good stuff you could do with that. Or Dahl swimming with the arboreals. No, arboreals. Yeah, the aquatics. Yeah. Maybe they found the avians. Maybe that's maybe
some survived.
some survived. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I really like your idea of including them in lower decks with the cetacean ops. That'd be great.
Matt could have a conversation.
All right, and on that note, guys, let us know what you thought about seeing the Xindi back. What do you think of the updated look or the more Prodigy-esque look, and even the weapon? Let us know. We want to hear your thoughts, and we always like to hear your thoughts, even in real time. So join us for lives if you're able to by subscribing to the channel so you don't miss the notifications. Click the notification bell, and please, before you leave this video, hit like.
It's really important, actually, Stuart. It tells all the YouTube people that we are worth watching. We do this on, and no one else is doing this content, so we want to keep going, we want to keep being supported. So if you can, and like what we do, then support us on Patreon, PayPal, join the channel on YouTube, or super chatting during any of our lives, any of our topics. We do need it, we really appreciate it, and we thank you in advance.
And speaking of thanks, super thanks on this one.
Yes.
Forgot to mention super thanks.
Yes.
So until next time, he's Commander Cocking.
He is Captain Foley.
See you guys later.
Bye, guys.